Hello, my name is Stories by BR, and you are welcome to my channel. Once upon a time, in a busy town filled with bright lights and quiet secrets, there lived a wealthy woman named Madam Ronke. She had everything money could buy: a big house, servants, fancy clothes, and friends who praised her. But inside, she was empty. Her heart carried a sadness no one understood. She was known for her pride, her sharp words, and her coldness toward anyone she thought was beneath her. And so she lived alone, never smiling, never loving, not knowing that fate was about to visit her in the most unexpected way. Madam Ronke woke up each day to the sound of her maids rushing around. She barked orders from her bed. "Bring my breakfast! Polish my shoes! Don't waste time!" No one dared to talk back. Working for her was like walking on thorns. Then one day, a new maid arrived at her mansion. Her name was Amara, a quiet young woman with bright eyes and a humble spirit. She had been sent by an agency after her foster mother fell sick and couldn't work anymore. Amara hoped to earn enough to take care of her, even if it meant serving a difficult woman. The moment Madam Ronke saw her, she frowned. "You look too soft for work," she said sharply. "Don't make mistakes in my house." Amara bowed politely. "Yes, Ma, I will do my best." Days turned into weeks. Amara cleaned the mansion, cooked delicious meals, and worked late into the night. But no matter how hard she tried, Madam Ronke always found faults. Sometimes it was the soup being too salty. Other times it was not sweeping well. She scolded Amara constantly, never a word of appreciation. The other maids pitied her. "She's not bad," they whispered. "The madam just doesn't like anyone new." But Amara never complained. She only smiled softly and said, "Maybe she's just hurting in ways I don't know." Still, there was something strange. Sometimes, Madam Ronke would look at Amara and feel a pang of something she couldn't name. A strange warmth in her chest, almost like recognition. But she always brushed it aside. "Nonsense," she'd mutter. "She's just a maid." Months passed. Then one night, a terrible thing happened. Madam Ronke was hosting a small dinner when she suddenly clutched her chest and fainted. The entire house panicked. She was rushed to the hospital immediately. After several tests, the doctor came out looking serious. "She's in critical condition," he said. "We need blood urgently. Her type is rare." Everyone in the house got tested, but no one matched. The staff stood helpless, whispering prayers. Then Amara quietly stepped forward. "Please, test my blood too," she said gently. The doctor hesitated. "Are you sure, young lady? You're not family." Amara nodded. "I may not be family, but she's human like me." Minutes later, the doctor returned, eyes wide with surprise. "She's a perfect match." Without hesitation, Amara agreed to donate. Even though she was tired and scared, she said softly, "If my blood can save her, then it's worth it." The transfusion went well. Hours later, Madam Ronke opened her eyes weakly. She saw Amara sitting beside her bed, pale and sleepy. "What are you doing here?" she whispered. "You gave me your blood?" Amara smiled faintly. "Yes, Ma. You'll be fine now." For the first time in years, Madam Ronke didn't have words. Her heart softened. This young girl she had treated so harshly had just saved her life. Days passed. Madam Ronke grew stronger. And each day, she found herself watching Amara more closely, the way she spoke, smiled, cared. Something about her felt familiar. Still, she kept her thoughts to herself. One afternoon, as they sat together, Madam Ronke said softly, "You're a good girl, Amara. You remind me of someone I once knew long ago." Amara smiled. "Maybe it's just kindness, Ma. My foster mother always taught me to do good, no matter what." "Your foster mother?" Madam Ronke asked curiously. "Yes, Ma. I never knew my real parents. I was told I was found near a church as a baby." Madam Ronke's smile slowly faded. A sudden chill ran through her. "Which church?" she asked quietly. "St. Peter's Church, Ma," Amara replied. "My foster mother said it was 22 years ago." The room went silent. The name of that church hit Madam Ronke like thunder. Her hands trembled. Memories she had buried long ago rushed back. A crying baby in the rain, a white cloth, a church gate, and her own tears as she walked away. Her heart began to pound. "Amara," she whispered, "how old are you now?" 22, Ma." Madam Ronke covered her mouth, shaking. Tears filled her eyes as she whispered, "No, it can't be." Amara looked confused. "Ma, what's wrong?" With trembling lips, Madam Ronke confessed. Years ago, as a young woman, she had given birth alone and afraid. She left the baby by the church gate, hoping someone kind would find her. "I never stopped thinking about that child," she wept. "And now, she's sitting right in front of me, saving my life." Amara froze. Her eyes widened as the truth sank in. The woman who had treated her so harshly was her mother. Tears rolled down her face. But instead of anger, she reached out and held Madam Ronke's hand. "I forgive you, Ma," she whispered. "Maybe fate just wanted us to find each other this way." They embraced tightly, mother and daughter, bound not by wealth or class, but by grace. From that day, everything changed. Madam Ronke treated everyone with kindness. She shared her story to remind others never to judge or mistreat anyone. And Amara, once a maid, became the greatest joy of her life. The mansion that once echoed with commands now rang with laughter and love. And so, the proud woman who once lived in bitterness learned that love can return even after years of mistakes. Life brought her a second chance in the form of the daughter she once lost. Because fate never forgets, and kindness always finds its way home. Never look down on anyone. The person you despise might be your greatest blessing. Forgiveness heals what time cannot W. Every act of kindness plants a seed that will bloom someday. Life always finds a way to reveal hidden truths when the heart is ready. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe.